Hey crafty friends, today I'm creating an ATC card for a challenge that I'm entering. So I'm currently in an ATC card swap, and I'm also joining Side Gig Crafts 1K celebration and giveaway. I will have that information for her challenge and giveaway linked down below. All she's requiring you to do is send an ATC or a memory decks and 10 die cut sentiments, and then she's also got a few other things that you can send for extra entries. So this is one that I've already created, and I'm just using these strips that are on top of the 12 by 12 and 6 by 8 paper pad. So we have these strips here, and I like to find ways to use these. So you can't really see much of it underneath here, but what I did is I just added these at a dangle. I added these on a diagonal, and as you can see, we've got different pieces, just kind of laid, and then if one was too short, like this green, then there's a pink one here. So that's a great way to use your scraps. And then I added some lace ruffle and a little piece of this really fun pink glittery mesh trim from, I believe, Michaels. I've got some of my Tim Holtz small talk, some gems here, and one of the ephemera pieces, and then the back of this is blank for now. So we're going to set this one aside, and we're going to make one together. So what you need to do first is you need to create your base for your memory decks card, and your memory decks card should be 2.5 by 3.5. And I like to make sure mine is nice and sturdy, so I will double layer my paper. So we got our 3.5, and now we need 2.5. And not quite big enough, so let's do 3.5. And this paper here is some like mint colored shimmer paper from Michaels. And I think that goes really well with Garden Party. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take one of these pieces. And if you only wanted to do a single piece here, then I would flip this and glue your pieces on here, because it's going to give you a little bit of sturdiness. So let's do that first. So what I did was I just covered my piece here with my adhesive. You could use wet glue, whatever you prefer. I just added my tape on here. All over so it was ready. And then I just started layering paper on. So I started with the kind of the center and then worked my way from there. And there's no rhyme or reason why I choose the papers that I do. I'm just trying to use some of these sheets up, some of these scraps that I have. And for this piece, I'm just going to put that notch out at the bottom. And then let's see. Let's do a pink over here. And then as you can see here, I don't have a full, it wasn't long enough to cover this. So I'm going to grab a scrap, this little green scrap, and add that there. And just start building. Let's use up some of this blue, which is super pretty. And let's see, we have another piece of this striped, which fits perfect there. And then all we have is this tiny little piece here to cover up. And I think this would work. So there we go. And then what I did after I did that is I just took my bone folder and kind of made sure all my pieces were on here. Flipped it over and did the same thing. And then what we need to do is we just need to trim it. So then I'm all done with these pieces for now, so I can make some other projects or some more ATC cards with them. And then you're just going to trim this. So I just use my scissors. If you want to use your paper trimmer for, if you want to make sure that it's a perfect straight line, you could do that. And then most of these pieces are going to be too small to reuse, but some of these larger pieces here we can reuse on another project. So like I will keep these two pieces. And let's just finish trimming. I think this is such a wonderful way to use up those pieces at the top of the pages there. I guess they're called like branding strips or whatever they're called, but I always like to find fun ways to use them. So now we have our ATC base, and this is pretty sturdy just like this, but if you want to make it extra sturdy, you would glue this on the back, and then I think that definitely helps make this ATC card sturdier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you might have to do a little trimming. I see just a little bit here that I need to trim. And that was it. And so now we are ready to decorate. So I think I want to do something similar that I did with this one. I have my little Dollar Tree container here with some of the ephemera and things. I've got the extra piece of ribbon left over from this ruffle here. So I think I'm not going to ruffle this, but I'm going to add this straight down there. And then let's see, I've got a little scrap ripped cluster here. I was thinking maybe adding that there. Don't want to do it exactly like this, but similar. Let's see. Maybe adding that, something like that. Maybe pull in some of the washi too. Let's see. I'm going to add some of this gold. At the bottom here. feel like I might need a little bit of a bigger ticket, but that's kind of cute. Let's see. I think this is too small, but I have these super cute bunnies, but I feel like those are just a bit too small for this. Yeah, it'd be cute on here, but it's just a little too small. So let's see, what else could we add? Let's look through here and see. I've used quite a bit of the ephemera, and I do have another package that I could open. I've got these gold frames. This one's a little bit bigger, but I'm kind of liking what I did on the other one, but I don't think I have another house to use. All right, so let's go ahead and add the lace down. We're going to add that down first. All right, and then let's trim this here. And I think we need to add a little tiny bit of extra glue there. Just want to make sure that's down. And then I've got this really fun trim here, which I'm pretty sure I got from Michael's. I'm going to lay that over top. Getting low on that. I'm going to have to go back and get some more because I really have been enjoying using that in my projects. And then I'm going to lay that down in the middle of the lace. The nice thing about this mesh is it kind of conceals where your glue is because it has like these little sparkles in it. So it can kind of hide where you put your glue for the most part. But if you're worried about that, then you could just use a solid ribbon. Just trim. All right, so we have that. Now let's see. Do we like this little cluster here? And then this here. I could put a sentiment. I still could put a sentiment here and like a Jimmy cluster there. So let's go ahead and add some glue on this and go for it. And I'm kind of putting this over top of that lace and this trim here. So that's also concealing some of that glue. And then let's add this here. And I really don't want to pop this up too much because I know like I've been keeping mine in like a baseball card holder. And I could have popped that up though because this is kind of laying, but it will be fine. So I like to add them into the sleeve. So if they're two-dimensional, then I can add them into that sleeve. All right, so I have this butterfly, or I have papers from the collection that I can make a butterfly. So let's make a butterfly with these die cuts. This is one of my paper punches, and then I just went through and punched a bunch of my scraps and also some music paper. So I'm going to grab my tiny attacher and let's make this. And let's see which one we like better. Okay, so I kind of like this one more chapter. And since it doesn't fit in here, I'm just going to take my scissors and cut in between the more and the chapter. And I like to add a little extra adhesive on these because I've had them in my stash for a while. And let's see, there we go. We've got lots of pink going on. So we have our sentiment. And then I think I want to add some of these enamel dots maybe. Yeah, I want something pretty flat. So I really don't think I like that yellow. So you know what? I'm going to grab these and do a little cluster of the light pink, the hot pink, and the yellow here. And you could do like a sequins cluster or flat backs or whatever you would like. And there we go. So these, even though the bases are the same, they each turned out in their own unique way. So love how they turned out. So here is the first one. And then here is the one we just did together. Super cute. And then I will add my information on the back, and I usually just add my YouTube information, and then I usually just sign and date it. So thanks a lot, guys, for stopping by for this craft with me. I will leave Side Gig Crafts information for her 1K giveaway down below, so make sure you go and check her out. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.